أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما اللهم آمين. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we have today a Sahabi, a companion from the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We will talk about something from his life. We will talk today about one of the prominent Sahaba companions. They narrated a lot hadiths about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even he is like the Sahabi or the companion. He narrated the majority of the hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I think we know whom we talk about, Abu Huraira. We talk about Abu Huraira, Abi Abdurrahman or Abdurrahman ibn Quhafa, Abdurrahman al-Dawsi, as he was known, Abdurrahman al-Dawsi. And even his name in the Jahiliyyah, he was Abdu Shams. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him with the Islam, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam asked him, what is your name? He said, Abdu Shams. Then the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to him, Bal Abdul Rahman. Then he said, Bi Abi anta wa ummi ya Rasulullah, Na'am Abdul Rahman. Then his name from this time when he became a Muslim, he became Abdul Rahman. But his name in the past, it was Abdu Shams. Abdu Shams, it means like the slave or the servant or the son. Okay. And as we know that from his name, that most of the people, they said his name is Abi Huraira radiallahu anhu. Why he was known by this name? Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he saw like a kitty, it was with him, radiallahu anhu. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam named him Abi Huraira or Abi Hir. Abi Hir means like the father of the cat or the owner of the cat or something like this. Then his name Abi Huraira, everyone knows his name by Abi Huraira. Even Abi Huraira radiallahu anhu, he was a young man, and always he was like with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for serving him. And Abi Huraira always he stayed with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to serve him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Once he came from the scenes in the life of Abi Huraira radiallahu anhu, he said that once he came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he seemed like he was very sad. And even some tears, they came from his eyes, radiallahu anhu. Then the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to him, Ya Aba Huraira, ma yubkik? Why you cried? Why you have like some tears in your eyes? And he said, Ya Rasulullah, my mother. Always I call her for Islam. Always I call her for Islam, but she refused. And anytime I mentioned you to her, she insulted you. She insulted the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. See what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him. He didn't say to him, okay, leave her. Like, don't visit her again. Don't see her again. She is not Muslim. But he didn't say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't say anything like this. But he said to him, I'll do dua for your mother. Then he did the dua for his mother. And the Prophet ﷺ, after he did the dua for his mother, he left the Prophet ﷺ, and he has like some from the happiness in his heart that the Prophet ﷺ, he did dua for his mother. Then when he arrived to the home, he knocked at the door. See, brothers and sisters in Islam, we have in every like letter in this story of Abi Huraira, we have lessons. Yani, he came and he knocked at the door. And she said, don't enter. Don't open the door. Don't open the door. I just take a shower of al-Islam. Because she reverted to Islam by the da'wah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And here, remember with me the ayah when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam his akhlaq. قال وإنك لعلى خلق عظيم. And he says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, about the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Ya Muhammad, we didn't send you except as a rahmah, a mercy for the mankind, the whole mankind. And he did dua sallallahu alayhi wa sallam for her. She became a Muslim woman after his dua sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Abi Hurairah, he was very happy with this moment. When he heard his mother, she said that I don't enter the door, don't open the door. I just take the shower for Islam, because as we know that if the person, he or she, they already they reverted to Islam, they have to take a shower as like the first action in Islam, just to take the purification, the tahara, and after that they start like the ibadah in Islam. Then Abi Hurairah radiallahu anh, he came back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he was very happy. See, he came for him like just for a few hours, and he was very sad. And he came to him again, and he was very happy. For what? Because his mother, she became a Muslim by the da'wah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in these cases, many people, when they came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, asked him about that their fathers or their mothers or their parents, they are not Muslims. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't ask anyone to cut the relation with his parents. And this also like something is very important to know how the Sahaba Radwanullahi alayhim, when they became Muslims, how they dealt with their parents, even their parents, they were not Muslims. So after that, so the Prophet ﷺ, he received from that good tidings that his mother, she became a Muslim. Abi Hurairah radiallahu anh, he didn't leave the Prophet ﷺ or before his house. Even he was one of the people of As-Suffa. As-Suffa, it is like a place in the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ, like a short or like a place in the masjid. Most of the people, they sit there, they were like the poor people. And Abi Hurairah radiallahu anh, also he sat among these people because he was poor person. And once the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent to him, and he said, Ya Abu Hurairah, come. And when Abu Hurairah, he came, he found that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had like a plate or something, it has like milk. And Abi Hurairah, he was hungry. And he thought that the Prophet ﷺ, he will give him this plate or this pot, it has milk. And what the Prophet ﷺ said to him, Ya Abu Hurairah, in the place of a Suffa, the place of the poor people, there are anyone there? He said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. They are a lot people there, a lot of people there. And he said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, just call them to me. And Abi Hurairah, he wanted to call the people, and he said that the Prophet ﷺ, he has like one plate of the milk. I am very hungry. If he called the people, sure, I will not have anything after they drink. Then he asked the people to come to the Prophet ﷺ, and they came. And Abi Hurairah, he thought about the milk. He is very hungry. The Sahaba, Radwanullahi alayhim, the companions, they were very poor people. Most of them, they were very poor people. They didn't care about the life. They care about their religion, about their Islam. And we will talk about Suhaib al-Rumi, that he left everything in Mecca, and he had his trade, and he had his house and his family. When he left Mecca to catch the Prophet ﷺ, migrate behind the Prophet ﷺ, and the people there, they asked him to leave everything there. We will talk about him in details, inshallah, once a day. And Abu Hurairah, after the Prophet ﷺ gave him the pot, and he said to him, just to go to everyone, Ya Abu Hurairah, to let the people they drink. And Abu Hurairah, he put his eyes inside the pot. There is nothing, just like few milk. And he gave the people, and this one, and after that, this one. And the milk didn't finish. They didn't finish the milk. They have some. And he came back to the Prophet ﷺ and said, Ya Abu Hurairah, drink from it. And Abu Hurairah, he drank. And he said, drink. And he drank. And drink. And he drank. Radiallahu anhu. Then the Prophet ﷺ said to him, drink. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, by Allah who sent you with the truth, I didn't find any place in my stomach. I filled my stomach with the milk. Even they had like something, just like a few, like a little bit from the milk inside the pot. And then the Prophet ﷺ, he took the pot from him, and he drank sallallahu alayhi wasallam. It's also from the scenes with the Prophet ﷺ. As we know that Abu Hurairah radiallahu anh, always he asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he had like many questions. He the Prophet ﷺ answered him about, and even he narrated many questions when the people they came to Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, the Prophet, and they asked the Prophet ﷺ for something, and he narrated many hadith as we know, and all the books of the hadith they have like a lot of the hadiths that are narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. Once the Prophet ﷺ he came out from his house and he found Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. He sat with the Zayd ibn Thabit and one of the Sahaba, and he said, Zayd ibn Thabit, yes, and he said, what you do in the masjid? They said, Ya Rasulullah, just we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we do dua. We do dua. And then he said, عودوا إلى ما كنتم فيه, just to come back or go back to what you do. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what you think. Then someone he asked, then the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said to them, Ameen. Everyone he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala something, and he said, Ameen. Then he came to Abu Hurairah. He said, Ya Abu Hurairah, what you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What you need from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And he said, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, oh Allah, I ask what my brothers they asked you. And I ask you something extra. What is it? What is it? I ask you علما لا ينسى, just to give me knowledge, and I will not forget this knowledge. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ameen. See, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ameen. Then the Zayd ibn Thabit and his friend, they came back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, Ya Rasulullah, we ask what our brother Abu Hurairah he asked it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said something that he asked. He asked ilma la yunsa, just knowledge will not be forgotten. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to them, سبقكم بها الغلام الدوسي. سبقكم بها الغلام الدوسي. Just the الغلام الدوسي, this is like the tribe Abu Hurairah was from it. He asked it before you, so he preceding you. He was like the first. He asked this, so it is something was special for Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu to have the knowledge, and this knowledge is unforgotten knowledge radiallahu anhu. So Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he narrated a lot of the hadiths from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At the end of the life of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, in the time of Umar ibn Khattab, he became like very rich, and even when at the end of his life, the Sahaba they saw him, and the people around him they saw him like when he became old, always he cried, and he said he was asked, why you cried always? What you have? What is the feeling that you have? He said that wallahi abki min qillat az-zad. Abki min qillat az-zad, just I cry, or just I'm weeping because I have nothing if I meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. See, and just he accused himself that he has nothing. Even he was like the most person that he narrated the hadiths from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He has a lot of the hadiths. Till now we learn and teach from the hadith that Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu he narrated from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu he died after that. So he was sick, and even Marwan ibn al-Hakam, he was like the Khalifa in this time, he came to him and he visited him, and he found him, he had like at the end of his life, and he died in the time that he visited him, Marwan ibn al-Hakam. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower his mercy upon the Sahaba radwanullahi alayhim, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us with the knowledge of the hadith that were narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. He narrated like more than 1,609 hadiths from the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After that, Abdullah ibn Abbas, as we mentioned yesterday, he also narrated the majority of the hadiths, but not like Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. We had also, brothers and sisters in Islam, the competition. Today we have the winner, but before go to the winner, we have to say what is the answer for the question today. Our question today, it was about an ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he revealed it to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and when he heard it from a Sahabi, he wept sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And who was the Sahabi who mentioned or who recited this hadith or recited this ayah to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He was Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu. Once the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to him and he said, Ya Abdullah, just recite Al-Quran. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, how can shall I recite the Quran? And it was revealed to you. And he said, I like to hear it from the others. Then Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he recited from Surah An-Nisa. Then he come to the ayah number 41. When he recited it, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he wept and he said to him, Hasbuka, it's enough, and so on. So I think the winner today, she is Afnan Hussein. Afnan Husseini. She sent the answer. And mashallah, today we have like a lot of emails from the brothers and sisters. They all of the emails that we got, all of them, they mentioned the true answers. And but the first one and the first one sent, it's Afnan Hussein. She's Afnan Hussein. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant him the knowledge. Allahumma ameen. Inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our dua and accept our siyam. Inshallah, I'll do dua and you can say Amin behind me. Allahumma hadina fi man hadayt, wa afina fi man afayt, wa tawallana fi man tawallayt, wa qina wasrif anna bifadlika sharra ma qadayt, fa innaka taqdi bil haqq wa la yuqda alayk. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء والغلاء. اللهم ارفع عنا الفتن ما ظهر منها وما بطن. اللهم انا نسالك رضاك والجنه ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. اللهم تقبل صيامنا وقيامنا وركوعنا وسجودنا ودعاءنا. اللهم تقبل منا سائر أعمالنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعلنا في هذا الشهر الكريم من عتقائك من النار ومن المقبولين. اللهم اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا واهلك أعداءنا ولا تخيب فيك رجاءنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء. اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء. اللهم احفظنا واحفظ أولادنا وبناتنا وآبائنا وأمهاتنا وأصحاب الحقوق علينا وأزواجنا وزوجاتنا. اللهم آمين. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلاة وسلاما على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خير. إن شاء الله see you tomorrow إن شاء الله.